Hi, I'm Susan French, clinical hypnotherapist. Welcome to Everything Hypnosis, filled with hypnosis facts and recordings. Enjoy and subscribe. Are you really ready to let yourself drift? Drift away into total and complete, profoundly peaceful relaxation. Into a level of comfortableness that you have not experienced in a long, long time, if ever. It could be that you were flooded with noises and problems that need solving, yesterday if possible, and your brain is screaming for quiet and stillness. It could be that your muscles are in a knot, so tightly wound, and you didn't even notice until just now, when I brought it to your attention. It could be that you have wisely decided that it is time for you to take a well-earned break in your day. Simply a time to stop and do nothing for a moment or two. If so, stay with me. You are about to discover the very best escape of all. Stay with me now. Continue to focus on my soothing and calming voice. As you focus on the sound of my voice and on the words that I say, even perhaps on those little pauses and silences between my words, that have a tendency to pull you even deeper down into this heavenly state that I like to call blissful, blessed nothingness. Are you ready? If you are, continue to listen to the words that I say. Notice, perhaps, that they may begin to seem to float past your ears in a most curious way. Though you heard each and every word, it might begin to seem as if you begin to forget the words that I say consciously, as your conscious mind begins to simply fall asleep in the background of your mind, and your subconscious mind becomes more and more accessible and open like a thirsty sponge, soaking up each and every word I say for your deepest benefit. I wonder now if you can bring your attention to those eyelids. When you are ready, you can simply allow them to close, or you can stare at a spot on the wall or the ceiling, or straight into that hypnotic spiral on the screen, until those eyelids get so sleepy and heavy and tired that they simply just close by themselves when they are ready to become tightly, tightly closed. That's right. It can be now, or in a few moments, when you are even more ready to let them closely, more and more tightly, shut as if they are glued shut, perhaps. And as you continue to visualize or imagine but they are becoming more and more tightly shut, glued shut. You might notice a fluttering or rolling underneath those tightly closed eyelids. That simply lets you know that you are beginning to let go and drift down into comfortable, safe, wonderful, relaxing hypnotic trance. Never asleep, never unconscious. Simply as if you become more and more lost in thought, spacing out, thinking your thoughts, dreaming your dreams. And as you do, the muscles of your body begin to let go as well. Those muscles throughout your body becoming looser and heavier and sleepier and softer and smoother, more and more relaxed, until it might begin to seem as if you just can't move at all. And perhaps you sink even more comfortably into that place where you lay or sit or rest, listening to my voice and allowing my voice to take you far away from this moment into a reverie of pleasant distraction and wonderful, calming relaxation as your breathing becomes slower and lower in the abdomen, and the thoughts begin to slow down as well, slower and slower, like big white fluffy clouds drifting across the sky. The muscles become looser, heavier and sleepier, and any sounds you might hear outside of the sound of my voice and the sound of your own breath will simply serve to remind you that you would rather let go and go deeper and deeper down. Wouldn't you? Bring your attention back to your eyelids now and visualize or imagine that they are 10 times more sleepy and heavy and tightly closed. And you will find that as long as you hold that image of those tightly closed eyelids, you can try to open those eyelids, but you will find that you cannot. As long as you hold that image of those eyelids being tightly, tightly shut, you can try to open them, but you will find that you cannot. And you will begin to understand what trance is. How comfortable, how safe, how wonderfully relaxing. Not asleep, not unconscious, just drifting, drowsy, sleepy, heavy, more and more relaxed, as if your body relaxes more and more, and your mind relaxes as well. And as your mind relaxes, your body relaxes. And the better you feel. And the better you feel, the deeper you go. And the deeper you go, the better you feel. That's right. Drifting down, deeper and deeper down. What I want you to hear now is that each and every time you hear my voice say the words deep, deeper, or deeper down, that will be a suggestion to you to let go and go deeper down into relaxation and peacefulness. And let me talk to you for just a moment about your breath. It is natural for you to breathe an in-breath and an out-breath. That cycle of breathing. You do it without thinking. And yet, each breathing cycle will take you deeper down, because each breathing cycle consists of an in-breath and an out-breath. And any time your mind begins to wander, or wonder if you are in hypnosis at all, simply and easily bring your attention back to your cycle of breath, focusing on the in-breath and then the out-breath, just following it as if you would follow the path of a bird in flight, or the swimming of a dolphin in the sea, or the ebb and flow of the ocean as it crests and then crashes on the beach. That's right. And as you focus on that breathing cycle, simply try to be sure that the out-breath is longer than the in-breath. When you breathe out, you can breathe out, 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 out until you cannot push out any more breath. And then let go of all of the muscles in the webbing of your body. Let them go loose and soft and sleepy and heavy. That's right. And you do go deeper down, don't you? Of course you do. And it does feel so good to let go. To let go of all distractions and disturbances of the day. For these few moments, there is nothing that can disturb you or bother you. Nothing matters but the sound of my voice and the words that I say, and the gentle breathing in and out of your breath. And you just drift deeper and deeper. That's right. Can you bring your attention back to those eyelids? Visualize or imagine them to be 10 times more relaxed. And then bring that relaxation that you created in your eyelids up to the top of that head. Visualize or imagine that there's a little soft spot on the very top of your head, like the fontanelle of a baby. And visualize or imagine that little spot of relaxation begin to expand down the back of the head, and then down the sides of the head, over the ears and the temples. Loosen that joint that attaches the jaw to the skull. Make it nice and loose, even hanging open, letting your teeth part just a little, letting your lips part just a little. That's right. And then expanding that relaxation down over your forehead. And your forehead becoming as smooth as the forehead of a baby as it falls to sleep. And that spot between your eyebrows, let that spot become soft and loose and relaxed. Not furrowed or frowning. Soft and loose and relaxed, expanded even. That's right. And then down again over the eyelids, each and every tiny muscle in those eyelids, letting go, loose and soft and relaxed and sleepy. That's right. And you cannot open them, no matter how hard you might try. And it feels so good to just let them be loose and heavy and sleepy in that wonderful flow of relaxation. Like a gentle wave flows down over the cheeks and across the bridge of the nose. The cheeks are flat and loose, and the relaxation into the lips, and the teeth might part just a little. You might even let that attention go inside that mouth. Every tiny little muscle inside that mouth, loose and soft and relaxed. The tongue might float in the mouth or lie loosely in the bottom of the mouth. You might have the urge to swallow, and then down over the jaw so loose at that joint that it might hang open just a little, teeth parted just a little. That's right. And that wonderful wave of relaxing energy continues to flow down the throat, the sides of the neck, the back of the neck. And any tightness that might be there just melts away into nothing, nothing, nothing. And then the shoulders. Let those shoulders go loose now. So loose. Let them sink into the place where you rest now. A couch, a chair, a bed so comfortably that it might begin to seem harder and harder to know where the shoulders are and back and the couch or chair begins, or where the chair or couch ends and the shoulders and back begins. And then you realize that it really doesn't matter. All that really matters is that you sink even more comfortably into this relaxation that just pulls you deeper and deeper down. That's right. And the warm relaxation flowing down the arms now. Both arms loose and hanging from the shoulders. You might even want to wonder and decide which of those arms is heavier than the other and which is lighter. The heavier, so heavier that you cannot lift it, and the lighter, so light that it might begin to lift up from that chair, becoming as light as a balloon filled with helium. So light that it seems as if it's going to begin to lift up off that chair towards the ceiling. A finger might twitch or jerk, as if 1,000 helium balloons are attached to thumbs and fingers, pulling that hand and arm upwards towards the ceiling. You might notice that it begins to lift and rise imperceptibly, just lighter and lighter, and then you might just decide that it's really the other hand and arm that is lighter, and the other one that's heavier, so heavy that it just can't move. And then before you have a chance to think, you might just decide that they're both equally heavy and sleepy, and that it really doesn't matter, that all that really matters is that you let yourself go deeper down into this wonderful state of mind and being that we call hypnotic relaxation. And so you do let go now as you bring your attention to your chest and your back. You can visualize or imagine this wonderfully relaxing energy flowing down and through and around your back, your chest, and through your body, relaxing more and more. The breath slowing down now. The heart slowing down. The respiration slowing down until there are no thoughts left. And that wonderful relaxing energy continues down through your tummy, your back, the hips, and down through your thighs, knees, calves, and feet. I wonder if you can bring your attention to your feet now. As you rest more and more quietly, how do they feel as you relax more and more? Do they feel warm and tingly as you relax more and more? Or do they feel cool or numb as if they're barely there? You might even begin to feel as if you're all one tiny spark of consciousness in your brain and no body whatsoever. Of course, however you experience this growing relaxation and sleepiness into relaxation and hypnosis is perfectly perfect. It certainly doesn't matter. All that matters is that you feel better and better, and calmer and calmer. So calm and peaceful, in fact, that you might find that you're hearing a word here and missing a word there, or hearing a word here and missing 2 words there, until you find that you're beginning to forget to remember the words that I'm saying. Your ears are hearing them, but your mind forgets them as soon as you hear them, as your conscious mind just gets sleepier and sleepier, off into the background of your mind, as your subconscious mind becomes more and more accessible and more suggestible to take in and embed the very best suggestions to accomplish any goal that you might have. This is the state that's best for learning, and your subconscious mind does that kind of learning the best. So can you let it?